Bethy! Good morning, Bethy. Good morning, Michelle. Say hello, good Jordan, good morning. Linda, good morning. Caitlin, Ursula, good morning. Good morning, Betty. Hello. Hey, Sue Harding. Good morning, good morning. So, a blanket and 2 blocks are what we'll need for today. So, a blanket and 2 blocks. Turn this a little bit. Hey! All right, Mama, get your mat out. Get your mat out. For our kundalini this month, we have been working at the navel center. And when we're warming up for that kundalini practice, we've been finding actions that revolve around the center of our body. And this is the home of our integrity, our self-assurance, our sense of authenticity. It gives us the courage to integrate the world that surrounds us and make something that is unique to who we are. It's the place from which we contribute most fully. And it's the place of our actions. So we will use the turn of the hips in one direction and the turn of the chest in the other. So if you just feel that for a second, turning, say, your right hip forward, your left hip back, as though you were turning to the left side, and you'll keep your hips there, but now we turn the chest. So the hips are turning left and the chest is turning right, and you start to feel that center of the body. That's where we're turning from, that's where we're returning to, that's where we feel safe and strong, is that very deep aspect, center of the body. So that's where we're headed physiologically today. And just a reminder that I will do a 30-minute, a 60-minute, so you can do 30 minutes and that's fantastic, and that'll really just good standing sequence to clear the body and be ready for our practice of kundalini or anything else that you're planning to do. But again, anchoring into the belly. We're staying with it. We'll go further and we'll find some ease through the hips, and we'll find a greater access to how the rest of the body flows through the center. And then from 60 minutes to 90 minutes, we'll do a full breath practice, and then a meditation that balances the head and the heart. And it's a reminder of how yoga is our relationship to our mind. Asana is our preparation. We call yoga, oh, I'm doing down dog, I'm doing yoga. Well, kind of. You're preparing to change the way in which you relate to the thoughts that move through you. When we start to change our thoughts, when we anchor them into our body, then we can begin to have something more substantial, older. My thoughts are from this morning, and they're running from yesterday, and they're running from my habitual experiences. My body is 4 billion years old. So there is a wisdom here that is attuned to everything else. So we get into the body and we let the mind settle so that we can feel who we are before we make decisions and words. All right? So we will begin. Let's put a blanket under the knees to start and set your blocks up at the top. Don't need a strap for today. We'll just move in and out of child's pose. So knees and shins on the blanket, hands out long, wag of the tail. Good. And then folding back. Just find a little bit of length through the back of your body. Inhale, rise up. Looking forward. Exhale, round. Bring it back. Inhale, rise. From the navel, look forward. From the navel, rise. Tuck your chin, fold it back. Come in through the nose, rise up. Out through the mouth, fold back. In through the nose, rise up. We'll let that exhalation be a sound of Om. Om. Inhale, rising. Om. One more. From the navel, sound. Take your hands back by your heels. Sit yourself up. Reach your hands high. And from the navel, tuck of the chin, fold forward, hands find the floor. Draw yourself forward onto your thighs. A little wag of the tail side to side. Stay low in the body. Tuck your toes under. Lift your hips downward facing dog. So we're building what are called moon salutes. Instead of sun salutes, right foot steps up forward. Left knee comes down. Two hands rise high. Take your time. Two hands down. If you need to, blocks under your hands. Step up, fold in. Body meets thighs. Hands wide, sit down, thumbs up, heart up, stand up. Hands stay wide, heels down. Turn your palms down, your seat back, your hands to the blocks. Your right foot steps back, your right knee to the blanket. Hands rise, inhale. And hands down. If you like, keep the blocks. Otherwise, hands behind the blocks. Down dog. High plank. Inhale. Knees down, toes together. Exhale. We return to child. Hands back by your heels. Lift your heart. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands forward to the floor, to the blocks. Inhale, pull forward. Heart high. Tuck toes. Exhale, down dog. Left foot forward. Right knee down. Two hands up. Wide. Two hands down, maybe to the blocks or the floor. Step up. Fold in. Hands wide, sit down, thumbs up, heart up. Bend your knees, fold down, soften, exhaling. Left foot back, left knee down, hands up, inhaling. And hands down, stepping back, down dog. High plank, inhale. Knees down, hips to heels, exhale. Hands back, inhale, rise. Now if you're familiar with just holding the posture, you might fight this a little bit, hands down. This is simply moving our water. Inhale, we are mostly water, bring it forward, tuck your toes, take it back. Become a wave. Right foot comes forward, left knee comes down. We'll build the poses. For now, build the momentum. Hands down, you're building the movement. Step up, fold. Trust the movement. Hands wide, standing tall. Soft knees, fold down. Become more supple. Right foot back, right knee down. Become more willing, rising up. Less perfection. Hands come down. Step left foot back, down dog. High plank. Knees down. Exhale back. More ease. Take a breath. And just let yourself move. Hands back, inhale up. And fold down, coming to the floor. Draw forward, heart opens. Tuck toes, down dog. Moving. Left foot steps, right knee down. Let your hands rise as your knee falls. Hands come down, right steps up, folding in as you can. Hands wide, up and open. And back down to fold. The left foot steps back, the left knee down. Without fighting, without rushing. Hands high, but allowing movement. And hands down, step back, down dog. High plank. Knees down. Child's pose. Take a breath. One more full round each side, so let it move. Hands back, inhaling up. Exhale, folding. Drawing forward, inhaling, open the chest. Toes tuck under, downward facing. Right foot steps up, left knee down, two hands open, widen your eyes, and two hands down. Step your left foot up, fold to meet it, drop your head. Widen to stand, widen your gaze, palms down, chin in, knees bend, right foot back, right knee down, hands up high, opening all, and folding down. Step back, down dog. Inhale, high plank, and knees down, and fold back. Trust this movement, hands back, inhale up. We'll slow it in a moment, just move. Move. Sometimes we move slowly, pull forward, so that we can get it right. What if we let right just slide out of our body, down dog? Left foot steps up, right knee down. What if you are moving just perfectly, hands up and down, and step up and fold in. And sweep wide and rise tall. And fold down. And left foot back and left knee down. And hands up high, inhale. And hands down low, exhale. In dog. Oh, high plank. Knees down. Child's pose. So now rise up and build your dog. Tuck the toes, wag the hips, and just feel that there might be a little bit of pliability that wasn't there. One option is to stay just as you are. We're going to lift the right foot. Bring your left foot a little closer to the center line. If you choose onto your fingertips, raise your right heel high. On the fingertips, we'll set more weight back into the left leg. We'll put more attention in the back of the body instead of in the hands. Lightly bend and straighten your right leg, but you can be on hands flat. And step your right foot up between your hands and find a lunge. Back knee off the floor, hands up high. Good. Straighten your front leg, bring it up. And bend your front knee, bend your elbows down. Inhale, reach. Front knee bend, straight. And then bend your elbows, bend your knee. Find that breath, inhale up, exhale, bend. Just a little bit of motion through the body. Now interlace your fingers, keep your hands high, bend the front knee. 2 more, inhale straight up, and exhale, bend. Turn your thumbs toward the ceiling so your palms flatten out. 1 more. Press your front foot down and scissor. Turn your navel to the right. Turn your navel to the right. Now bend your right knee a little more. Turn your navel, turn your chest to the right. Trying to turn to square your ribs. Keep the legs, keep the legs, keep the legs. Turn the heart forward and the navel to the right. So you're bringing that left hip forward and the heart is turning to the front. And your left hip is wrapping forward, your right hip is wrapping back. Feel that little rinse. And then set it down. Step back, down dog. You'll have a little more length in the left hand, left hip, left heel. So bend your right knee softly, press your left hand down and away. Let your left hip go up high. And center, shake it out, pedal it out. If you like, on your fingertips, a little bit of a shortened dog. Right foot toward the center line, left heel high. So now you're weighting back into the right foot, the ball of the foot into the floor. Imagine a line from the base of your right big toe to your outer heel and how that opens the back of your knee. The base of your pinky toe to your inner heel, how that opens the back of your thigh. Bend and straighten the top leg, keep the base. And then straighten, stepping the left foot up. Find your lunge. So the back heel is off the floor, the hands come up high. You straighten the front leg, you let it inhale. Bending the front knee, bend the elbows to the lunge. Exhale, we breathe in and up. Exhale, bend. So you're moving in a way that's opening the right hip, it's opening the right side lung, it's deepening the breath. Go 1 more. And then you're bending the front knee to find a lunge, and the hands go straight. Interlace your fingers, press straight up. Little forward, little back, open that right side and begin to turn. Your right hip goes forward, your navel turns left. Your navel turns left more, you scissor your thighs, you turn your heart to the left. Everything feels it, even your feet. Keep the legs turning your navel left and turn your heart to the front. Turn your navel left and your heart to the front. Can you find it? Turn your navel left and your heart to the front. Takes time, takes attention. And then when you release and your hands come down, press your right hand down and away. Your right hip high, your right heel down. Soften your left knee and your left shoulder. And let the right side body get very, very long. That we can start to feel right away, right through the center line of the body, we can begin to change. Pedal it out. Walk your left hand now a little closer to the center line. Bring your feet just an inch closer to your hands so you've got a little bit of a bounce, a little buoyancy. Right hand to your left outer shin. Press your left hip high, look under your left armpit, bend your right knee so much that it fits into your right armpit. Press your left hand down and away. Use your right hand to draw back on your shin. Press your left shin back, look up under your armpit. And get your breath all the way into the back of your left lung. And then uncross. Right hand down toward the center line. Press down, press away. There's your base. Knees soft. Heels off the floor. Left hand to your right outer shin. Press your left thigh back, straightening your leg. Draw your left knee into your left armpit. Look up under your right armpit. Right hand down and away in front. Right hip high behind you, breathing into your back body. 3. Turn right at the navel. 2. And into the center. Down dog. Walk your feet to your hands. Good. Hands to your hips. Big sit down, stand up tall, sweep wide, interlace your fingers, and press your palms straight up. Drop your shoulders down your back, drop your heels into the floor, and just keep growing long and tall. Let yourself come into a vertical posture, let your blood pressure settle. Stay strong. Press your hands up, try to pull your forearms a little further apart and your shoulder blades down your back. Now we'll turn to the right. As you turn to the right, turn right from your feet. And as you turn from your feet, turn your navel to the right. Turn your chest to the right. So how far can I take my right hip back? Turn your chest to the right. Press your palms up. Press your feet straight down. So keep your chest turned here, please. And turn your hips square. So your chest is turning to the right and your navel's turning to the center. Find it, find it, find it. Wrap your left hip back. Turn your right shoulder back. Ha! And then center. Turn your hips to the left. Turn your chest further to the left. Keep your feet square. So you're turning from the soles of your feet. Now keeping the soles of your feet, keeping your chest, turn your hips towards the front. So now the turn is a little higher up in the belly. Your hips turn square, your chest turns left, and bring it up high and widen down. And just feel from your navel to your heart that you're starting to have a little more action. Super simple. We're just going to use that action all through our practice. So hands up high, inhale. Bend the knees, exhale, let's bring it out. Left foot steps back, left knee down, two hands high, bring it up. Good, and exhale, set it down. Step back, down dog, press it out. High plank, inhaling, broad back, strong body. Exhale, down dog. Left foot steps up, right knee down, two hands up. Just find neutral and set it down. So stepping back, we have our dog. Right foot will step up and outside of the right hand. Heel on the mat, toes turn off the mat. Putting two blocks under your left hand off the side of the mat. And the right hand can then circle. We've done this before. So the right arm starts to find this sweep and you begin to follow the movement of the right arm with your hips. Go up, go back. So use your right heel to send your hips forward and back. As you bend your right knee, take your knee towards your little toe side of your foot. Begin to explore that right hip crease. Go one more. Big circle. And now pausing, let your hips go forward and back. Forward and back. Good. Good. Bending your right knee, stay. Turn your navel, turn your whole body to the right. So the left hip is coming forward, the chest is broad. Bend your right knee. Turn the navel to the right. Good. And then the right hand comes down. Heel toe your right foot to the center line. And set up for warrior two. I'm going to spin to the other side so you can see. You set your foot, your block, inside your right foot. Warrior two, back foot to the floor. Feel the space you've made in the right inner thigh. Straighten your front leg, bring it up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, rising. Exhale, bending. One more, rise up. Anchor your left heel into the floor. Bend your right knee towards your pinky toe and land straight and tall. Elbow to thigh, left hand up over. Now turn from your navel to the left, which rolls your chest open. Bend your right knee. Keep the navel rolling open to the left. Take your navel to the left. Roll the hips open. Good. Reverse. Warrior two. Reach up, look back, straighten your front leg. And then again, warrior two, bending. Elbow to thigh. Can you find it? Wrap your left ribs open. Let it take your navel along. Now we go one more. Warrior two, bending the front knee, reverse, turn your chest to the front. Straighten your front leg, turn your chest more to the front, bend your front knee. And warrior two, open it all so the hips are under the shoulders, elbow to thigh. Turning the pelvis open, turning the chest open, keep the pelvis open. And now keeping the pelvis open, I want you to wrap your left ribs forward, look forward. Look forward. So you're reaching and you're looking under the left palm. Now you're trying to wrap your left hip back and your navel into your spine and your left ribs down. And sweep open and stand tall. Pivot both toes to point to the left side of your mat and fold down. Bend the knee to one side and then the other. Bend the knee to one side, just finding neutral. We're just getting a little bit deeper down into the body. Good. Into the center, bend both knees. Bend your right knee, hands wide, warrior two. Set the right hand down to the blocks. And the left hand over. And feel that you have command over whether or not your navel is turning to the right, sort of falling into the bottom leg, or turning your navel to the left, which is wrapping the whole pose open and anchoring into your left heel. Just feel you've got a little more action in there. And then set it down. Left hand down, step back, down dog. Feeling the left side of your abdomen long. One option, your right knee down, your right toes tucked under, your right hand on the floor, your left hand up high. So this is one option for sure. If it's too low, add your blocks under your right hand. The second option, keep your hand on the floor, stack your right foot out, your left foot on top, squeeze your thighs together, turn your palm to the front, and begin to take your hand overhead. Navel is firm, and the left side of your abdomen, hip to shoulder, opens long. 3. Legs are strong, body is strong. 2. Feel from your left hip to your left shoulder, the whole left side abdomen opening. And good, left hand down, inward facing dog. And feel the change you've made. Left hand, left hip, left heel. High plank. Bend your knees, down dog. Big bend in the knees. Press forward, plank. Press back, dog, knees bent. Press forward, plank. Pull back, dog. And go, plank and dog. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. And plank and child. And go back. Walk your hands a step to the right and let your left hip, left shoulder go long. So my hands are a big step to the right, all the way off the mat. Let my left shoulder drop. Left hip drops back. Getting all the way into the left side of the spine. And find center and down dog. Press back. That there right now for me is a noticeable difference. And that noticeable difference is why I'm on the mat. That I'm untangling my innards, my connections, my tissues, my connective tissues, so that I can have order and length and breath. Feel the difference, right side, left side. Bring your left heel high. Bending the knee. Step your left foot up outside of your left hand. Heel on the mat, toe off. Good. Your blocks off the mat on the right side. Right hand on the blocks. Left knee bends. Left hand starts to find this big reverse circle. And as you find that circle, let your hips move forward and back. Let your hips move forward and back. So we're finding a full body. The hip, the knee, the ankle, the rib, the wrist, the shoulder, the face. And you're moving at a pace, an expression that's yours. The first thing we want in our practice is to become whole, to engage in all of ourselves, the whole self, the entire self. Keep your left arm over your left ear. Now let your front knee move forward and back. Let your left hip move forward and back. And as we use our entire self, we do so to become whole, to become healed, without wound, without crack. Bend your left knee and stay. That we could find the depth of our abilities is revealed. Good. Turn your navel to the left. And the left hand comes down, heel toe your left foot to the center line, blocks inside the front foot. And warrior two, sweeping wide. So simple, so familiar, anchoring into the feet. So we do this, I do this, every sequence, inhale up. Because clarity from the navel to the feet, exhale, is the energetic equivalent, rise, of cleaning your kitchen. The countertops clear, the pots washed and put away, your desk organized, so that you can take action from there without working your way around all the other mess that's living in you. Clear the legs, elbow to thigh, right hand up, over. We clear the legs and then the breath begins to follow. Go wide, warrior two. Feel your legs. Reverse, straighten the front leg, go back, strengthen the back leg. Plug into the floor, the earth, the ground, hands wide, warrior two. Feel the chest beginning to follow the order of the legs. Elbow to thigh, right hand over. And using your navel, turn your navel to the right, turn your ribs to the right, and land more fully in the back heel. And feel the front of your right hip, the front of your right chest, all the way to your right fingertips. Bend your left knee, turn your navel. Turn your navel. That this level of detail of moving from the center of your body becomes important. Good. And rising. Turn your toes to the center. Hands at your hips. Hands at your hips, tip your heart forward, knees soft, side to side as you look forward. Knees bending side to side, elbows back, chest forward. Take your heart a little lower. So you're not rounding. Elbows back, heart is leading. Heart is leading wherever you can go, and a little more side to side, starting to open the front of the chest, the front of the throat, until you feel it all the way into your lips, hips high, thighs back, chest broad. Bend of the knees, heart up. Left toes turn forward, warrior two. So that little extra depth. Feel the chest open, pull into your fingertips. Left hand to the blocks inside. So the left knee stays bent. Hands on the blocks for support. Right hand comes up and over. Begin from your back heel, plug in. Organize the right thigh. Turn your navel to the right. Turn your ribs to the right. Open from your shoulder to your heel on the right side. Now keeping your navel turned to the right, keeping your legs anchored. Keep your navel turned to the right, look forward. Keep your navel turned to the right, reach forward. So the right shoulder is going to come forward, meet it, navel to spine. So the hip is turning back and the shoulders reaching forward. See if you can feel that little rinse deep in the belly. Good. And the right hand comes down. Ha! Stepping back, downward facing dog. High plank. Knees down. So if you're choosing the left toes out, both blocks down, and you have the right side long, foot to the floor. Or we go to full side plank, Vashisthasana. Left hand down, feet together, onto the outer left foot. Right hand draws up, palm to the front, legs strong, navel strong, reach over the top. Then when we activate the navel, then when we want to move in a way that's a little bit more daring. We have more stability. Use the stability you made in the legs. Feet together, knees together, thighs together, navel strong, look up. And look down. Right hand down. Press back down, dog. Rinse, high plank. Bend your knees, dog. Inhale forward, out the mouth. High plank, knees down, toes together, child. Good. Walk yourself to the left side of your mat, your right hand down, your right elbow soft, your right shoulder soft, your head down. Soften your right hip back into the heel. And let your breath inside the right tricep, the right side of your spine. So we were in the legs, we were in a twist, find center, find dog. If that's your 30 minutes, you have moved so significantly and sweetly around the center point of the body. To finish, you would just come to drop your seat, to rest your palms, to have one knee into the chest at a time, and then let the legs extend into your Shavasana. Going on with me in your dog. 30 minutes of asana is so beautiful, so important. And again, I tend to put much of my 30 minutes to clear my legs, to clear the practical aspects of my life, and then invite the chest, heart, head to follow. Walk your feet to your hands, please. Soften your knees deeply. Hold opposite elbows, drop your head and lengthen. So we've made this anchor of the legs. Feel your weight in your heels. Bring the weight into the base of your big toe. Feel the inner thigh. Wrap it back. Weight into the base of your pinky toe. Feel the outer hip. Wrap it back. And then feel both. So you're even between the center of your heel, the ball of your big toe, the ball of your little toe. Tuck at the chin, bend your knees a little more, and let yourself move a little bit side to side, freeing up the very sides of the low back. Reach with your elbows, bend in the knees. Reach with your elbows, bend in the knees, lead with your heart. Heart comes up, seat comes down. Heart comes up, seat comes down. And you stand. And you stand. Stay. Stay. You're going to have a little rush, a little rush, a little rush, 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 rush. Heels down. Stay. Interlace your fingers, press your palms up. And the hands go wide. Interlace your fingers behind your back and work one shoulder back and down and the other shoulder back and down and stand tall. Shake out your feet. And come to stand on your right knee. Right foot flat. Left knee high. So firming your arms down, you can bring your left knee up. Pause a beat, nice and steady. You may work right here, the chest is broad. Or leaning just so slightly forward, take your left heel straight back. Press your left heel back, lift your hands off your hips. Press into both feet, stay 3. Turn your navel to the right. Can you find it? Turn your navel to the right, which means your left hip comes a little forward without missing your balance. And stand up tall. Good. Left foot down beside the right. Hands up high. Go, 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 go. Bend your right elbow. Right hand down the back. Left hand holds your right your right elbow up. Right elbow up, right heel down. Right elbow up, right heel down. Good. Right arm straightens, left hand holds the right wrist, go up and a little left. Anchor your right heel and feel the whole right side up, open, up, open. Lift your left heel and release, widening. Hands drop behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Change the cross so the opposite first finger is on top in your clasp. Knuckles down, chest is broad. So you may have a lot of sensation, you may have some lightheadedness. These are deep shifts and deep reorganizations of the way in which our body has been stored, has been sitting. Left foot down, right knee rising. And we're opening aspects, lines, joints, points, firm the left leg down. And we're using balance here to really realign and force ourselves to pay new attention. Where are we? So left heel down, right knee high might be a perfect place for you to stay and build strength. The chest is broad. Or draw your right heel straight back, pressing into the center of your heel. Lift your knuckles so slightly away from your hips. Stay 3. Breathing to open the chest. See if you can turn your navel just 1/8 of an inch to the left. 3. Move from your center. So we're not just moving the edges, the decorations of ourselves. We're tuning from the center. That's where the change is. 1 more. Left foot beside the right. Set it down and free your hands. Pause. They will float. Feel, 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 feel. When the center changes, it ripples out into the periphery. Bend your left elbow, left hand down behind you. Right hand holds the left elbow, go up. Left elbow up, left heel down. Give it time, give it breath, shake it loose where it gets sticky. Up out of the left hip by bending your right knee. Up out of the left shoulder. And then the left hand reaches up, palm to the ceiling. Right hand holds the left wrist, now go up and a little right. And feel the whole left side ordered. So once we are a whole self, we want clarity. We want to be able to see, to know. Hands wide and down. 2 simple sun salutations, your pace, your ability. If you're an Ashtangi, you might be giving it a big, juicy hop forward and back, however you like. Inhaling up. Or you can go with me. I'll put a knee down. Knees bend, hands down. Ah. Lift halfway. Left foot steps back. Left knee down, hands up. Inhale. Exhale. So you go through 2 cycles, down dog. And we meet at the top of the mat. Inhale, high plank to the floor. Cobra. Feet flat, heart high. Wag the tail, firm the legs. Down dog. That as the body becomes ordered, the mind becomes quiet. Left foot up, right knee down. Inhale up. And down. Stepping up, folding, lift halfway. All the way in. Hands up the backs of your legs, reach wide. And we'll fold right back down. Right foot back, right knee down, 2 hands up, inhale. Exhale, that momentum, that freedom, that space. Down dog, high plank, to the floor, to cobra. To open. A breath. To dog. Good. To right foot steps up, to left knee down, to two hands high, inhale up. And exhale down. Stepping up, halfway up. Fold. Hold the backs of your heels. Hands up the backs of your legs, sweep wide. Shake it out. So this shaking is important to make more of the clarity that we're talking about. So a little light in your feet. And the hands will be out the right angle here. The toes will turn left as the chest turns to the right. And for 1 minute, we're just going to hop, letting that center line. See if you can turn from the navel. See if you can be loose in the wrists. If you need to put your hands down, shake it out. Keep your navel turning. Keep your chest opposite your hips, or bring your hands back up. Out the jaw, out the lips. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up high. Excellent. And widen your feet and sit it all the way back down. You're going to add your blanket here and sit it under your seat. So you have a little bit of height. A little bit of height. Hands drop behind you, heels are wide. And with all that movement in your chest, you let your hips move side to side. So we've got some new space in the body, some new space in the joints, in the legs in particular. Putting your right knee down. Your right inner knee comes down, your left outer shin comes down, so you have two right angles. Take a block and put it underneath your left hand on the left side. I'll turn a little so you can see. We'll just anchor that right shin into the floor, your outer left foot into the floor, and find a big lift of the hips. Bring your right elbow to your ribs and look down. Bring your right hand up over and look up. And exhale, bring it down. So now we're taking the space of the hips and the ribs and bringing it up into the lungs and into the hand. One more time, bring it up. And then just sit it back down. Take the block with you, please, and set it in front of your left shin. There's no good way to show you. So I have my right foot at a right angle with my knee. And I'm at a right angle at the front. And I put my block parallel with my left shin. And I take my right hand to the block. And I am coaxing that right hip to release. The right inner knee to fall down, the heart to come forward. So there's a temptation here to really round and drop back. But that little lift we just did, see if you can keep that right hip a little forward, the right knee a little down. And as you make space, you may be able to find that you can put your forearms on the block or on the floor. Softening the right hip. Softening the left hip, just feeling where it gets caught, where it gets sticky. Finding the breath and using the breath, using a little rocking, using a little shaking in the pelvis. To rise up. Set your block behind you to the right. Use your hands behind you to let your knees wash side to side. And I know that I can feel that my right hip right now moves more easily as though it's been lubricated, right? And now my left knee falls down, my right knee falls open, my left inner knee presses down, my right hand on the block, so that I can rise up and send my left hip forward. Left arm beside your ear, bend your elbow to your ribs, look down to your right hand. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, look down, bring down. So the connection between the rib, you feel all that connective tissue as you reach your hand out, how it lengthens the front of your hip. You are so connected between shoulder and hip. Stay. And then sit. And then block in front of your right shin. A little bit forward. Hands on blocks to start. Letting my left inner foot be flat to the floor. My left inner knee be flat to the floor. A crease in the right hip. So you may feel it in your outer right hip. You may feel it in your left inner thigh. Lots of connections, lots of asymmetry. Work here supported, or hands to the floor, or forearms to the block, or forearms to the floor. But you're not going to the right. The temptation is that this tension in the left hip tips you over to the right side. And I would ask that you come right over your shin. Right over the right shin. Little wag, little tail, little shift. Good. Come up. We'll set the blanket aside. The feet are at the far end, the front of your mat. We're seated in the middle. And you put your blocks length side together. So the long sides of the block together, and you lay them on their belly at the front of your mat where your feet are. As you lie back, your knees will be bent. The outer edges of your feet will come onto the blocks and you'll lie to the floor. So you're in cobbler. And as you're in cobbler, your heels are slightly elevated and then your hands open wide. Ha. And with each lengthened exhalation, you are letting tension drain from the navel, out the hips, out the thighs, out the knees, out the feet. It can be a very activating place if your hips are very tight. Deepen your breathing. We're here for 3 more breaths. That we learn how we want to respond to challenge. That we can generate a bit of noise in the nervous system for ourselves, and then we can deepen our breathing and we can replace drama with awareness. Oh, look. I have sensation, I have response, and I have my breathing. To come out, help your knees to come together, feet to the floor off the blocks. You can hold your shins if you need to rise. Set your blocks on either side. Sit the edge of your blanket to support you, and your right leg goes out long. And your left heel will cross over the right. And you find the outer foot to the floor, just as we did when the knees were falling side to side. So it's as though your left knee is fallen open, your left knee over the right knee, your left outer foot to the floor. Your hands have the blocks on either side. Your seat has a little elevation. Keeping your heart high. Good. Good. Don't go anywhere, just let it settle. we're going to take this right block and put it on its belly, right at the base of your left foot. Right hand on that block or right forearm on the block. That means your left hip is dropping into the floor and your left hand comes up over. Good. Sweep across the front as though reaching over your toes, and then to the left side, and then straight up over your shoulders. So reach overhead, sweep across the front, out to the side, all the way up and over. Do it one more time, and now be aware of your navel. Reach across the front, turn your navel to the left, turn your ribs to the left, turn your palm to face the right side of your mat, and drop your left hip. Turn your navel left, and just feel the difference of moving from that very center point. How it helps the left shoulder turn, how it helps the left hip find the floor. Look down. Bend your left elbow. Hold the right side of your head. Let the head rest in the hand. Let the left hip drop. 3, 2, 1. Upright. Sitting tall. And again, feet out. Set your blanket aside. We're building cobbler again, just as we did before, but repeating it to let it in. So blocks together lengthwise. Under the outer edges of your feet, feet come together. Knees are wide, spine to the floor if you choose. Hands wide if you choose. Hands overhead, holding opposite elbows now. Let your breath settle into the abdomen. That there's an asymmetry in your experience of your hips right now. I hear you. Me too. Can you use the breath? Can you use your attention to even the experience of the left side hip and the right side hip? Can you use your breath and your attention to even that experience, left side, right side? Good. Bring your knees together, put your feet down. The other side. Knees to your chest, all the way up. So blocks on either side. We start out by adding the blanket beneath your hips. This puts a little tip into the pelvis so that the tail is back. You have a little bit of a curvature in the low back. Left leg is long. Cross your right over your left, so that you stack right knee over left as you can, and blocks on either side. Sitting tall. So I have a little curve in my back. I'm softening the grip, and we pause right here because these thighs are our strongest muscles. As muscles, their ability to contract is profound and useful. But we pause tall and give the muscles of the thighs a moment. They're not in charge. They're not needed. Let the left heel be long. Let the heart be high. And in that steadiness, the left hand or the left forearm goes to the block on the left side, and the block of the left side goes near the base, near the sole of your right foot. And that means that we're beginning to work from the outer hip and that low back of the right side. Right hand comes up over. So you are supported, you are safe, and the right hip can drop. Your right hand reaches over, so the arm is beside your ear. And now sweep across the front of the mat, right palm facing the floor, reach directly out to the right, and then reach all the way up and over. That will be our pattern. And as you reach across the front, use that left elbow to roll your ribs, your navel to the right. Reaching to the left, pause, look down to your left elbow, bend your right elbow down towards your ribs, towards your hip, and reach out. Feel the length from your hip to your shoulder. If you're right-handed, your dominant hand will create dominant tension. So we give the right side a little more attention just because a lot of us are. And the last time, sweep across the front. Turn your navel, turn your rib to the right, and then reach. Turn from the navel to anchor your right hip. Turn from the navel to wrap your right ribs back. Ha! Turn from the navel inside, the center of the posture. It's from here that we change our identity when we make new choices. And upright. Good. Set your blocks aside. Open your blanket so that you have a rectangle of support this size, this shape. Put it behind you. Just so you can sit on the edge. Interlace your fingers behind your back with your knuckles against your spine. All right? And it's in this posture that we're going to lie back. So your palms find the blanket, find the floor. The chest is lifted, the back of the head on the floor, the back of the hips is on the blanket. Shake out the feet and the knees. Begin to deepen the breath, bringing your chest up towards your throat. Soften the fronts of your shoulders. So to modify this, you would take your hands lower beneath the low back or beneath the hips. If you can't interlace your fingers, a deeper modification, palms are flat under the backs of your hips. So we're just using the weight of the body to open across the front of the shoulders. If you have more space, you walk your hands a little higher up behind your heart. Stay. Widening your ribs and your chest with your breath, softening your face, your shoulders, and your hands with your mind. Beginning to find a smooth breath. Soften the shoulders, soften the triceps, soften the hold on your joints. The breath becomes smooth and full. Staying right here as you listen. If you choose, and this is your practice, there's your 60 minutes. And you would unclasp your hands, shake out your feet in your seat, and turn your palms open and rest. Or the deep work through the legs and the opening from the legs through the sides into the lungs and the spine has prepared us for our breath. And the breath prepares us for a very different experience of our mind through the rest of the day. So you choose. Bend your knees, lift your hips, free your hands. And as you're ready, you may either turn your palms open, rest your knees bent, feet flat until your spine is ready for Shavasana. You can have the blanket or not. Or going on with me, knees into your chest. Bring it all the way to a seat. fold your blanket in half, front to back, so that you have this long, thick rectangle. If you prefer, stack another blanket to get some height. But notice now, putting one foot in and then the other, you may have made a real change in your seat. Everything we did today built, knees down, spine tall, navel awake. Asana prepares our body to become effortless and strong, to hold the breath upright. So just feel the space of your hips and your spine. Add a layer, a blanket, a shawl, whatever you need, so that you aren't losing heat as you sit. Right? And just feel how this is what asana is for. To be at ease in ourselves. If you begin to slump, to fall down, to collapse, one great option is to sit feet flat on the edge of a chair. Awesome. Another is to get very gently right now, even before it happens, gather your knees a little closer. You'll feel your navel engage so slightly so that the seat can be a little bit active. When we get tired, we tend to have the knees splay and we fall apart and the belly falls back and we lose the axis. We lose crown to floor. And instead, I want you to gather your knees in, your navel, and really find the perineum, find the pelvis, square into the floor or into a chair. Your left hand will stay as it is, and bring your left thumb and first fingertip to touch. The right hand will simply use the left thumb need our timer. Bring your right fingertips to point up. Your right thumb tip will close the left side nostril from behind the flare of flesh. Just behind that. Close there. And simply deepen your breathing. In and out through the left side. Let it become natural. You're not forcing or pulling. And in this posture, just allowing the shoulders to soften, the face to soften. Make any physical adjustment you need. And then you'll feel your body become quiet. Breathing in and down to fill the back of your abdomen. And then emptying gently, letting the navel fall to the spine. Finding a count in of 4 and out of 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3. Continue. Eyes are closed, body is steady and quiet. Any adjustments, allow your body to change. Allow the breath to affect your connective tissue, your structure. As you complete an exhalation, eyes closed, right hand descends, hands to thighs. Find neutral. 1 minute. In for 4, out for 4. The right hand rises, and the first 2 fingers come together and fold in. And use the tip of your 4th finger on the right hand to cross over and close the left side nostril. Relax your right thumb, relax your right shoulder, and allow your breath to become very natural and simple, in and out through the right side only. Let your body adjust, be tall in the spine, keep finding your seat. Your mind is gently slowing. In for 4, out for 4. Free of hurry. Breath easy and smooth and ordered in your body. Soften your face, soften your hands. Your attention, your aim to smooth the breathing. Keeping the count even and steady. And on the exhalation, the right hand comes down. Normal breathing. Soften your face. Experience the freedom of both nostrils. Unconstrained. Body at ease, breath full and sweet. Releasing the tension, the plans, the opinions of the day. The hint of a smile. Again, the right hand will rise. This time, the thumb closing the right side nostril. We'll breathe in the left for 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll close the left, breathe out the right, 2, 3, 4. Close the right in the left. In, 2, 3, 4. Out right, 2, 3, 4. In left, 2, 3, 4. Out right, 2, 3, 4. In left. Out right. In left. Out right. Continue. If 4 is too large, make it 3 and 3. In left. Out right. As you breathe in the left, soften the left side body, feel it nourished. Feel it blossom. As though you were drawing energy into the left shoulder and elbow and rib and hip. The left jaw, left side of your face. One more round. Out right. Right hand down. This left side, your intuition, your integration, your ability to connect one thing to many things, to see the unseen, to listen, to assimilate, to empathize, to dream. Feel the whole left side body. And then preparing the right hand, using the tip of your fourth finger, close the left nostril. And we'll breathe in the right side, 2, 3, 4. And we'll breathe out the left, 2, 3, 4. In right, 2, 3, 4. Out left, 2, 3, 4. In right, 2, 3, 4. Out left, 2, 3, 4. In right. Out left. In right. Out left. Continue. Breathing out any tension of the right shoulder or right hip. Breathing in order, clarity. Breathing in, feeling the right side nourished and familiar. Let it become smooth and steady, intentional, articulate, deliberate. Right side nostril, this solar force. On your exhale, 2 hands down. And just feel. When we breathe in this way, we amplify the right side energy. The way in which we lead. The way in which we reason. The way in which we sort or categorize or direct. Feel that sensation in your body. And then we accentuate this experience of left side, right side, ever so slightly. If you need to change your legs, shake it out, adjust yourself. You won't lose what you made. And the right hand will return, closing the right side only. We're going to breathe out little puffs of breath as though you had dust in your nose, just 10 times. And then we'll put our hand down and pause for 10 breaths, for 5 breaths, just feeling what happens to the left side body. And then we'll close the left side and we'll do the same for the right side body. And you'll begin to awaken one side versus the other, just looking to feel any sensation. All of it is welcome. Right side nostril is blocked, in the mouth halfway, and out the nose. 8, 9, 10. And the right hand comes down. Normal breathing. The whole body open and receptive and willing. If you can feel a little reorganization of the left side. A little bit of a whirlwind of shift. That it stirs, comes online, readies itself. Feminine aspect of ourselves, the lunar qualities. Inviting that listening, that slight chaotic disarray that's necessary to create. And then using your 4th finger, close the left side and 10 little puffs out the right side. Eight, 9, 10, and right hand down. Normal breathing, noticing. Notice the right side body. May we be clear today. May our focus create an efficiency that's pleasurable, effective, that we materialize our afternoon into results that we are of service and of use to ourselves and to our source. Right hand closes the left side, the right side nostril. Close the right side nostril. 10 breaths out of the left side. We go. 8, 9, 10. Right hand down. Feel the left. Feel the left. Invite this. The moon. The Shakti. Creative ability of every thought. There is a she within us. Close the left side nostril. 10 through the right. Go. 8, 9, 10. Right hand down. Ordered. The solar, the sun, the light, the ability, the articulation, the delineation. You are held within your own secure, safe, understood boundaries. There is a he within us, and we become one with both. You may rest in your Shavasana unfolding, or the last step is to direct your attention one step further. Left hand on the center of your chest. Feeling all that you are. Right hand, first 2 fingers together. Set them to the center of your forehead and just a little lower. Just above the top line of your eyebrows. Feel your breath in your chest under your left hand. Feel your sensation of this heart space. Feel the sensation of the mind space under your right fingertips. Which feels more familiar? Which feels more activated just now? I am often in my head. And as you notice, begin to deepen your attention and deepen your breath and build the opposite. If you are more fully in your heart, bring your attention to your mind, to the fingertips at your head. Bring light to your thoughts. If you are more fully in the head, if the head is overfull, breath into the chest, awareness of the heat between your hand and your body. Become expansive. Descend into your sensation, into your feelings. Use the power that is yours, the strength that is yours to invite your attention to move until you are balanced. Whichever you would like to continue to grow, whichever you are looking to build, keep that hand and let the other reside. Bring it down. Release your opposite hand. Stay seated or find your shavasana, the body open, restful, integrating all of it on its own. You have done your part. Be free. 3 minutes. If you have time, stay as you are in that shavasana as long as you like. After that breath work, it's a really remarkable therapeutic thing to be still. If you're choosing to close out with me, you'll roll slowly to your right side, letting the left side, the lunar, pour over the right side, the solar, creating a cool quiet. And then you roll to a seat. We'll close with 5 ohms. You may keep your hands still, or you may sweep your hands wide and high. The A is in the belly, the U is in the chest, the M is in the head. Just finishing, dispersing our sound through the whole body. Sweep wide, inhale up. Hands to the forehead center. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, perfect peace. Notice. This will be the practice for September. We'll stand, we'll move, we'll deepen the joints, and then we will have a breath and a set. Just start to notice. Use it anytime. Replay any piece you like. Any aspect of the practice that serves you, play it again. Use it again. I'll be back tomorrow. Nabi Kriya, down into the navel. Steady and sound. Join me 8 to 9 or replay anytime or during the week at noon. Thank you so much for your practice. Send your questions. Set up a recurring donation so that you make the commitment to yourself to come to this self we just made. That this is the one that's alive in the world. That this is the one that we're attending to. Sat Nam.